Hey, everybody. Welcome. Dr. Jay LaGuardia here, host of the Financial Freedom Summit this August, the 3rd and 4th. And today, I'm so excited to be joined by one of our featured presenters, Jerry Fetta. Jerry's been on the podcast recently, just blew everybody away. And when I was leaving hints that we were going to be doing a Financial Freedom Summit, everyone said, you got to have Jerry on. So I reached out to Jerry and he's like, absolutely, whatever you need, I'll be there. And so, Jerry, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And most importantly, thanks for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with everybody next month.
Thank you so much, Jay. It's a pleasure. I'm excited for the summit. I think we're going to cover some great things.
I think so as well, too. And what impressed me so much about my interview with you, not only is your knowledge and what you've accomplished in just a short period of time, you've accomplished personally what most people would like to accomplish in a lifetime. And what I mean is a sense of financial freedom, the freedom and flexibility to do what you want, to pursue what you love and passionate about. And it just happens to be that you're passionate about helping people improve their financial situation. And you explain it in such a simple and effective tool, or using very simple, effective tools. And that's so relatable. So share with everybody what they're going to learn from you on the summit next month.
Yeah. So the thing that I want to really cover is how to build wealth like a bank, right? And you'd mentioned, my own accomplishments, being able to build wealth the way I have. I'm 29 years old. In 6 months from now, my target date is that my passive income will be exceeding my savings, expenses, and taxes. And so that means I won't have the obligation to trade time for money ever again. And I've done that through mimicking what banks do. And so just as a little teaser, we all experienced 2020 and it was a very odd year. If you go back and you look at which companies didn't have a bad year, JP Morgan had one of their most profitable years ever. If you look at the banking industry, they were still prosperous during one of the worst, economic times that we've experienced since I've been alive, actually. So I want to cover what are they doing and how have I been able to take, their practical, tools and we'll call them tricks maybe, and apply them to myself as an individual, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, in order to build my own financial freedom.
Makes perfect sense. Most people would listen to that and hear what you just said and said, how can I do that? It seems like the system is stacked. Like those on the inside know how to do this. And for the average person, they don't have the same accessibility or wherewithal to do. Are you going to share specifically, kind of the inside baseball of how, the average investor can accomplish this in their own life?
Exactly. And everyone starts in a different position, right? So not only will I cover what the average person can do, but I'm going to speak a little bit to what to do if you're at different points, right? Some people are further along than others. Some of us, like myself, when I first learned this stuff, I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't have mentors. My family didn't have money. And so I really was starting in square one. And then we'll probably have some successful investors that are already doing a lot of the right things, and they can look at enhancing that with some of what I'll cover as well.
Fantastic. Tell our listeners what specifically your background is and how you got to the point where you're at.
Yeah, so I grew up knowing nothing about money. I had no interest in money. My parents actually got divorced from each other over finances. So when I was 8, all in the same summer, we lost our house, car got repoed, parents got divorced, and we were homeless, living in a tent with my dad on the weekends and in a trailer behind someone's house with my mom during the rest of the week. So I didn't have any experience with money. And so at the age of 19, somehow I got into financial services. I had a friend approach me and recruit me into that business. And I saw the ability to help because the information I was learning was helping me so much. So I spent several years as what I call a mainstream financial advisor. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, term insurance, you name it. Did a lot with Dave Ramsey. As I progressed, I started to learn some of the truths about money that I'm going to share during the summit. And they really opened my eyes to what really is going on beneath the surface of our financial system. And, it's definitely rigged. But the beautiful thing is if it's rigged, I can figure out what the rules are and rig it for myself. And so that's what I've spent the last probably 5 or 6 years of my career doing. And the result is what I described earlier in this video.
Fantastic. Jerry, can you share a simple truth or two that they might learn, that you learned, the listener's going to go, holy crap, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So one of the big things that I learned, and I'll share, is called fractional reserve banking. And fractional reserve banking means that as a depositor, when I put my money in a bank, they don't just keep it in a neat little box in the safe and wait for me to come back and claim it. They actually loan it out and they invest it. Up until last year, the lending ratio was 10%, meaning if I give them $1, they can loan that dollar out 10 times. They've only got to keep 10 cents of that dollar in reserves. Now, the beauty of that is they're paying me interest to use my money. In a bank, they're paying me 0.04%, something very piddly. And if you look at what is the average thing that a bank earns, it's usually going to be a car loan 5 to 6%, a mortgage 3 or 4%, credit cards 15 to 25%. And then they also will go do Forex trading and options and all sorts of other things in the markets. And so they're able to leverage money and have it growing for them in the same breath as having it on deposit in the bank, being able to pay the customer, being able to do the whole banking thing. And so that was something that I was able to capture and do for myself, right? How do I take $1 and turn it into multiple dollars, doing multiple things for me at the same time while that dollar is technically still there? And so that's one of my favorite principles that I apply as much as I possibly can in my own investments.
That's exciting. Can't wait for you to share that with everybody. So once again, everybody, Jerry Fetta, one of our presenters on the Financial Freedom Summit, which we'll be hosting on August 3rd and August 4th of next month. We will have a link below this video for you to access and get signed up in advance, so you can also save some money, because we wanted to price this at a rate that anybody could afford who was really serious about taking their financial game to a new level. However, the link simply is thetrippleplife.com/financial freedom 2021. That's thetrippleplife.com/financial freedom 2021 to reserve your seat today. Jerry, thank you so much. I'm really excited for this. Thank you for joining us. And I know you're going to just drop so many wisdom bombs on everybody who is at the summit.
Absolutely, Jay. I can't wait.
Take care. Talk soon.
You too.